Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a book haul for you. So yeah, few new books to go through with you, and you have to excuse the lighting today. Well, you know, it's howling a gale out there, and I dread to think what the sea must be like down on the foreshore today. And we've got driving rain and howling winds, but you know, we can't not film all winter, can we? So without further ado, let's get on with the books. Oh, got a tickle. So the first one, The Devil's Staircase. This is written by Helen Fitzgerald, and it was actually published in 2009. I don't know too much about this, but I think it's a bit of a mystery thriller, maybe a bit of a psychological twist in there somewhere. Nice, easy little thin book to read, and it just says Bronnie, a young Australian, finds herself down and out in London. She's a sweet girl who has spent her teenage years in a fearful, cautious bubble, and she's soon caught up with a group of backpackers seeking a rent-free life of debauchery in what appears to be an abandoned townhouse, but they don't realise somebody's already there. So we'll see how that goes. It's got mixed reviews on Goodreads, so yeah, see how we go with that. Next, The Dry, and this is by Jayne Harper. And you know, this has been about quite a bit on BookTube recently, quite a lot in the media, etc. It's a Sunday Times top 10 bestseller, which is the Sunday Times in the UK, and I also think it's sort of been nominated for a few other awards. And Jayne Harper, I think she's, I'm just having a look at my notes, yeah, she's actually a British author, but she now lives in Australia. This is her debut novel, so yeah, done really well to get all the acclaim it's got so far, and be interesting to see what I think of it. As you know, if you've been here a while with me, I don't many of the hyped books or books that seem to receive prizes, I don't know, I seem to end up disappointed in them, but so we'll see. This is book one in Aaron Falk, who's a policeman. So yeah, crime fiction. See what I make of that. I'm sure I shall be letting you know what I think of it. Next, I've just got some little crib sheets. I found some lovely little from Wilkinson's, and they're great just to put little notes on and just little reminders. Otherwise I'll be just blurbing on about all sorts. The next, Missing Pieces, and this is Heather Gudenkauf. This was released in paperback this year, 2017. Now this lady is a seasoned author. She's got, she has, I'll have to keep saying she's got, it's not very good grammar, is it really? She has published several other works that people have really enjoyed. Looking on Goodreads, people seem to think this is their least favourite of the others that they've read, but I've not read any of the others, so it'd be interesting to see what I make of it with nothing else to compare with her writing. So it's based in 1985, and there's been a murder. Oh yes, there's been a murder, and we'll find out what all that's about. I don't want to know too much about that because it just says an action-packed thriller. So yes, that's Missing Pieces. Next one, The One That Got Away, Melissa Pim. These are hard to hold, these mass market paperbacks. Melissa Pimentel. This has been published by Penguin. So I always have high hopes when I see that, because I remember Penguin and Puffin as from going back into the 60s and 70s when I was a child. Puffin and Penguin books were the most known about publishing house, and I always had this perception, I suppose, going back to childhood, that you know, if an author's taken on by Puffin or Penguin, then you know they must be really good. I don't think we can entirely say that nowadays. There's so many brilliant authors, so many brilliant other publishing houses around. But we'll see. She's written quite a few. It's a romantic fiction, a bit of a family drama. So only got 3.36 on Goodreads as an average. So we'll see. I find it. When you think we used to have all our paperbacks this size in the UK, you know, they all used to come like this. And now, because we're so used to having them larger, they're like, I find them really difficult to handle. I don't know if anybody else finds that, but you know, they're not so easy to hold. You wouldn't think that, but yeah, we'll see what I think of that. Oh, can you hear that rain? It's really beating against the lounge window. So next, this is Out of My Mind. It's quite a faint cover, so I don't know if you can see that clearly. Sharon Draper. And I'm going to see this I quite like this idea of this goldfish jumping out of here. Yeah. So this is a middle grade. It advises for 10 plus. And this was published in 2010. I was surprised actually when I looked at the details about it, that it was so long ago. I thought it was something quite newly published, whether it's the cover that's been newly introduced. And this is about overcoming adversity. We've got a young disabled girl in here, and her disability is that she can't speak, and she finds it very hard to communicate. And you know, how do people that can't speak have a voice? It'd be very interesting to see how this goes. Whatever happens here, that she ends up, that she discovers something that will allow her to speak for the first time ever. At last, Melody has a voice, but not everyone around her is ready to hear it. I'm really looking forward to this, and let you know how we go with that. And you know, often these books have got really important messages to tell, and important messages for our children to be reading about. So we'll see how we go with that. It's piling up now, it'll be toppling over. Okay, now next is The Other Sister. Let me get my right page. So again, another smallie. Rowan Coleman, The Other Sister. Now, Rowan Coleman is a prolific writer, mainly romantic fiction, and this is Twins Share Everything, Including Secrets. And I think that there's something that happens in one of the twin, you know, in her past, going back to her childhood, that is affecting how she's able to form relationships in the here and now, as is often the case. So it's a family drama, I think, and it's got good ratings. It's good reviews on Goodreads. It's got just over 4 stars, and I don't always read romantic fiction, but just at the moment, you know, and I do like Rowan Coleman. It might be a bit tropey and you might be expecting what's coming, but I often find that she has some important messages to put across. And sometimes you just, this time of year, you know, you're so busy, it's nice just to have a nice, gentle, easy read that's well written. So I'll let you know how we go on with that. It's a 2016 release, that is. The next one, Martin Edwards, Cipher Garden. This is a book from 2005, and recently there was an offer online for the Works, which is the Works is a company in this country that's a bit like, perhaps it's not, it's been a bit of a disservice calling it like a pound shop, but it's not. They sell all sorts of stationery and card making kit, and mainly books. Books, you can get some really good bargains. Anyway, they got this online special deal, and there were quite a few of Edward Marston's books there that we haven't got in our collection, and especially the Railway Detective series, which is one of David's favourites. I've not started that one yet, and it was, you had to buy so many, you know, so I chose this, and I'm not sure what it's going to be like. I was a bit cross because it turns out it's book 2 in a series. It's the Lake District Mystery series. So we'll see if I can manage to get on with it without reading book 1. I don't always like to read out of sequence. But it's got a quote by Anne Cleeves. Now, Anne Cleeves is a fantastic author, as you know. She writes the series that's known as Vera, which is now a TV adaptation in the UK. Let me know if it's anywhere else. And also she has another series set in Shetland, and I've reviewed her books there. So if she's got something to say, then that sort of the ears prick up and you think, and she's put a beautifully crafted book, and for lovers of the classic whodunit, there's a delicious twist in the tale. Actually, this author is a lawyer, and is actually practicing as a lawyer still. So although he's becoming quite a prolific author, yeah, still practices law. And next, Graham Norton, Holding. This is the paperback version. So the hardback version came out last year, and it's received, you know, a great deal of praise. Many people have really enjoyed this. It's had some good reviews on other booktubers, and I thought I'd give it a go. Now, that's because other people that I respect their opinions have enjoyed it, because I do have to say, Graham Norton isn't one of my favourite presenters, comedians really. I think he started out at, I don't know, he just used to annoy me. He used to be a bit giddy, and he's got this annoying voice. Sorry, I'll say sorry, Graham Norton, if you're watching my channel. I doubt it, really do. I don't think he would be, but hey ho, I'm apologising because he is growing on me. So yeah, this is a crime fiction. This is set in Ireland, from obviously where he comes from, and this is then the first. I'm hoping that it's going to be a series, considering how good it's been received, of Sergeant PJ Collins in this little rural outback of Ireland. So we'll see how we go with that. Next, Death in Devon. You see, I think we've got, not by choice, but we seem to have got a bit of a crime theme going on here, and it wasn't deliberate, but you know, I do like my crime. So, Death in Devon. There seemed to be probably a cosy mystery. Ian Samson's quite a prolific author. I've not read any. And again, it turns out that this is book 2, which is a bit annoying. Again, this is book 2 of the County Guides series. So not Girl Guide series, the County Guide series. And this is featuring the Professor Morley. And the Daily Mail says Professor Morley promises to become a little gem of English crime writing. Sample him now. So I think, yeah, it's probably a bit of a cosy crime. The first one in the series is called The Norfolk Mystery, and it says that this Professor Swanton Morley is an autodidact. So I thought, goodness me, I haven't got a clue what autodidact is. It might just be me being a bit thick, but anyway, I've looked that up, and actually it's self-taught in a specific subject. So yeah, I'm interested to see what this specific subject is. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure what time period it's set in actually, so we'll see what I make of it. So it sounds a bit like a cosy mystery, so I'll get back to you on that one and let you know. So Death in Devon. And then finally, I couldn't come with a haul, couldn't, what's the word I'm thinking of there? It wouldn't seem right, me doing a haul without including at least one historical fiction novel, another one of my favourite genres. So this is The Seeker, and this is by S.G. Maclean, and actually won the Endeavour Historical Dagger Award in 2015. And I've not come across this author before. Many series have been written. I'm not sure if it's, have a look, I'm not sure if male or female. It usually says, doesn't it? No, it still doesn't. Oh yes, she's female. She lives in Scotland. She's got a PhD in history from Aberdeen University, specialising in 16th and 17th century Scottish history. So yeah, we should have an accurate historical piece of work here, which I enjoy. I hate it when, although it's a work of fiction, if we've got inaccuracies in the historical facts. So this is the book 1 of a current series. 2015 this came out, and it's set in 1654, and it's a book 1 of a new series on Oliver Cromwell and his time in London. So I love that period. I'm very interested in Oliver Cromwell. So yeah, it just says, when a popular captain and hero of Cromwell's all-powerful army is murdered, and Elias Ellingworth, an outspoken critic of Cromwell's regime, is found standing over the bleeding body, clutching a knife, his guilt seems to be without question. Ooh. Yet Seeker is not convinced. He will stop at nothing to unmask the true killer and save Ellingworth from the gallows. And Seeker knows better than any man where to search. Really looking forward to this one. So if you've not seen that, give that a look up. Find out about it, see if you fancy it. So there we go. Few nice new books on the haul there for you to have a look at. Let me know if you fancy any of them, or in fact if you've read any of them. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. I always forget to say that because I'm not excited about the books. But yeah, it'd be nice to get some new subscribers joining us, to join in with the fun, and see you again next time. Bye for now.